This is Tash Mitch. I'm Tash Mitch, and I'm with Jane Alexander from IE. And we've been holding these healing spaces, just opening up a space for people to drop into and to actually just find alignment and find connection with divinity in the midst of the space that we create here. So this is part of a bigger picture in terms of offerings and invitations that we'll have coming up in the very near future. This particular meditation that we're going to be doing is really about filters and systems of control that we might have within ourselves that are no longer serving, and how we get to a point of allowing flow back in and allowing a level of adaptability and a level of evolution so that we're upgrading what needs to be upgraded. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, that sounds on the money. Yeah.
And since it was your idea,
what shall I start it?
Yeah, I think you should start it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. I think it's like, for me, just thinking of it as, those habits that we easily create, that perhaps it would serve our deepest evolution if we let them go.
Yeah.
So if you're ready, just closing your eyes. And just coming to your body. And just coming to the here and the now. And just allowing all that you are to be present in this space. Allowing the parts of you that you know well, the parts that you like, and the parts that are more uncomfortable. But also allowing the parts of you that you don't know. And allowing the fullness of your divine presence. And just acknowledging that you have a blueprint. You have a way of being that is authentic, that is you. You have a way of being that was woven into existence the moment of your birth.
Just feeling into this space, place that we call Earth. A lot of what was weaved into existence was also weaved into existence to be released, to be relinquished, to be made whole. And in the weaving process, there was a lot that was taken on of both your mother's and your father's energy. Some of it taken on as your own, because it felt so intimate to you. Some of these patternings serve, and some of the patterns don't serve at all. So it's just relinquishing any judgment that you might have around that. I'm starting to feel into those patterns. I'm just going to open up to some of the patterns that I'm seeing coming up just on the parental side. And it's patterns like, our family doesn't do things like that. We're not like this. We don't behave like that.
We don't stand out.
We don't have a voice.
We mustn't upset people.
We must always be polite.
We mustn't make a fuss.
We don't show our emotions.
Our emotions are not important.
Our feelings don't matter.
We must be reasonable.
We must obey the rules.
It's not safe to change.
It's not safe to be bigger than you are.
And I'm also just recognizing family-held patterns around separation. Feeling how family identity has been a way of managing, controlling, limiting the flow of life. And perhaps in this moment becoming aware of a gateway that can empower you with love in your heart to step beyond family system, a gateway that allows you to be of your family but not defined by it. And perhaps making a choice to move through this gateway.
And on the other side of that gateway is a frequency of sovereignty. It's a frequency that allows you to understand yourself as a sovereign being, as a divine being. As a being that's interwoven with the entire universe, but also in this time and space as a being who is individualized into a particular expression of divinity. So just connecting to the micro and the macro of you, the individual and the universal. And it's from this place that you can turn and look through the doorway that you've just come from and thank your family for being the catalyst to get you here. It's from this place that you can own all of who you are in truth. And then as you turn around, you can offer them the gift of healing as you come into wholeness.
And recognizing a completer groundedness, a completer connectedness, a fuller awareness that is arising through this wholeness. Witnessing how your sovereignty is your point of connection, is your divinity.
And noticing that from this space that is created, where you're connecting to your sovereignty and you're connecting to your divinity, there's a vast intelligence within that divine connection and within the illuminated light of that connection that is allowing for anything that is not serving or in resonance with the wholeness of your being to just drop away with grace and ease. Just noticing as you breathe and as you relax deeper into your own body, dropping the shoulders, relaxing the belly, relaxing the muscles, relaxing the spine, just allowing deepening. Now there's just a letting go of what doesn't serve, just naturally, no narrative. It's a release. And maybe there are things that need narratives. But for now, when you allow yourself this level of deepening, there's just a witnessing as something that feels like a heavy robe just drops away.
And it may be that you're aware of a vulnerability. It may be that this is a physical experience of tenderness. It may be that there's a desire to soften into this tenderness. Just allowing. Just acknowledging any feelings of wanting to protect the tenderness. And you may understand it, or you may not. But just allowing an openness through the tenderness. Allowing yourself to be sacred, precious, vulnerable. But also allowing the fullness of divine presence in this moment as every part of you.
So speaking to the sovereign being that you are, just noticing myself as a sovereign being and also speaking to you as a sovereign being. There are elements that might feel challenging about this time and space that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Things like routines completely changing, uncertainty about what's going to happen with resources, with being paid. Maybe hearing about deaths that are closer to you than just a statistic. Hearing about maybe the denser elements of what's going on for people in terms of abuse and violence and instability within self, within emotion. And just noticing within you where there might be nuggets of density. And just allowing this illumination to get right into the center of that, giving it space, dispersing it, giving it light. This is just a knowing that there's a greater intelligence in your divine connection, a vaster intelligence in your soul. That when you open up to these connections in consciousness, because in truth, they're always running, they're always there. You wouldn't be existing if it wasn't for your divine tether. It is you. But in the realm of time and space, you can put distance and time between you and your divinity, distance and time between you and your soul, as you get distracted by the external. And in essence, this is just a homecoming, a remembrance. And with that remembrance, you realize that there's a deep intelligence at the center of all of us. And you can trust that.
You can be that.
So just bringing divine remembrance into your day, into your being, into everything that you're weaving. And I can say for sure, because it's been my experience, that when you bring divine into your daily weaving, that's where the magic happens. And it doesn't negate challenges, and it doesn't mean that you won't hear and see things that can rock you. But the connection with divinity brings in a level of magic, is the only way I can say it. It's like, yeah. It's like the reflections that you see in the world around you, and the person that was walking past you that just said one word in the midst of a conversation with someone else, and that word hit you as yours. or a little child who reflected something of your own inner child's to you. It's like the magic is all around us. And we're never left wanting. So it's really about just opening our eyes and opening our senses and opening our consciousness to witness the divinity at work all around us.
In my experience, it stops the seeking. So it stops the worrying about the future, because you know that you're already home.
The blessings. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you next time. We're doing these on a weekly basis, so we will be here again next Wednesday. Try to get onto Facebook as a live, and it didn't quite work this time around. So maybe next time. If not, then we'll make sure and post this out to you. Sending you so much love.
Yeah, loads of love. Take care.